Hey, my name's Handy, as in handyman. You know, I just finished watching a bunch of YouTube videos on how to fix TVs, how to change gear oil in your four-wheelers, how to replace air boxes in the cars, and I thought, you know, there's a lot of complicated stuff there on YouTube, but what about the basics? I mean, seriously. There's a lot of technically challenged guys out there that don't know the basics, so the purpose of this video is to help you with the basics. So what I'm going to do is for those guys that are having trouble with some of the basics, maybe it's causing problems in their marriage, I'm going to show you how to take out the garbage. So I'm going to try to speak slow, make sure this isn't too complicated for you. So if you can come around here, I've kind of got things kind of staged here or laid out. First thing I've got is a garbage can liner. This is a replacement for after you take the one out that's in the can. This is very important. If you take out the one in the can and you don't replace this, there's going to be problems. So I'm going to set this aside here. We'll get to that later. Okay. So now depending on the condition of your garbage, you may want to have some of these protective gloves. This will keep your hands clean. Then you can just throw these gloves away at the end of it, at the end of this exercise, and you don't even have to wash your hands. So I'm going to get prepared for that. Now, depending on the house, there's lots of different locations for the garbage cans. Sometimes you'll see them kind of, you know, on the side of a cabinet area. The real popular place for the garbage cans is underneath the sink. That's not the case here. We don't have it here. What I usually like to use is just the smell test. Sometimes you can kind of walk around. Okay, I found it. This house has its own special garbage can cubby or cabinet with a slider in it. Real nice feature. So I'm gonna pull this out. Just give me a minute here. It's kind of overflowing. Okay. Okay, now I've brought the can out, it's accessible. I got my gloves on, okay, I'm ready for the next step. Next step is, just a minute, I got this glove on backwards. By golly. You see how complicated this stuff is? Got it on inside out and backwards, but give me just a minute. Okay, whew. Okay, we're ready to roll again. Okay, you can catch that on tape, okay, anyway. So next thing you do is you got garbage kind of pouring over everywhere. Okay, to try to contain it, what you're going to want to do is just real carefully get the edge of this liner. Okay, you want to pull this edge of the liner so you can see how really most of the garbage is inside the liner area. Okay, now with two hands, don't just grab with one. You'll end up ripping it. Everything will be coming down. Okay, you ready? So you just kind of sometimes you jiggle it. Sometimes you got to kind of pinch it with your knee to hold it in place. Okay, it's coming. Here it comes. Okay, now I've got the garbage all the way out. Okay, now this is another critical point. You don't want to tip it over, you don't want to spill it. So what I'm going to do is kind of lean it. I'm going to grab the little ends here, and I'm going to pull it tight. Okay, sometimes you can push a little in there. I'm going to pull it tight. Now I'm going to tie this. Now it doesn't matter which kind of a knot, it's just going in the garbage can. You don't have to get stressed about knowing your knots and everything. I just do a nice overhand loop, just like you're tying your shoe. Okay, you can finish off with that. If you like to make it decorative, you can do it in a bow. You can do a double knot. It doesn't really matter. That's not what's important. Okay, now you can see the garbage is contained. It's under control. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to set this aside. Okay, we're going to get back to that later, but don't worry about that. I've set that aside. Now what we're going to do is the most important thing I mentioned is replace the liner. Okay, I'm going to pull this liner out. Now this happens to be a Kirkland brand liner from Costco. You can use any of the brands. I don't recommend that you skimp on garbage can liners. You don't want them tearing. If you got something nasty, wet in there, you end up with a trail all through the house. It's just really bad. So you can do that. Sometimes it helps you with a quick snap. Gets the liner all ready to go. Okay, I like to grab the bottom of the liner, push it all the way down there. Okay? Then you just fold this over the edge. It's not going to do any good if you don't fold it because then it just gets pushed down. But you got to fold it over the edge. Okay, now you're ready. Okay, I'm going to push this in, swing the door closed. Okay, that part's done. Okay, now we haven't addressed the fact that we still got a full garbage sack here. Now hopefully you know where your garbage can is outside. If you haven't, you might want to ask the neighbors. Usually people will help you find that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this up with one hand. Now don't go with two hands. If you go with two hands, then what are you going to do when you get to the door? So I recommend you pick up the trash with one hand, leave the other hand free. Okay? Doesn't matter whether you're right-handed or left-handed, just whatever one's most comfortable for you. I tend to be a right-handed person, which means I'm going to go with the right hand. I'm going to leave this hand free for the door so I can get it out there. Okay, now Now, get the proper position, depending on how heavy, okay? There we go. Okay, now, we've now got it off the ground. There's no drips. We're going to head towards the garbage. Okay, follow me. Okay, now I'm at the door. You'll see the importance of having the free hand, okay, is the fact that I'm going to open the door and I've still got the garbage can firmly in my right hand. Going to swing it all open, okay? Okay, now we're coming outside. Just keep coming with me. Now I actually, just to make this video a little easier, I didn't want it too complicated because usually I keep my garbage can clear on the side of the house. But I brought it right out front so you can see. Okay, now follow me out here. Okay, now I'm here ready to put it in the can. Now I'm going to do it, this one's a little complicated, so don't try this on your first time, but because I'm positioned with the garbage can on my right, I'm going to switch hands with the garbage sack. Okay, I'm going to switch this into the left. Firm grip, didn't lose it. Lift up with the right. I'm going to set it down in there. Now I'm going to lower that again. Okay, now it's done. You have done everything you need to do to take out the trash. You may want to rehearse it in your mind, play the video over a couple more times before you try to do it for yourself. But I think we've gone through every steps, and I think I'm comfortable and confident that you can do this yourself. Now if you follow me, once you've done this, now that you're comfortable with some of the basics, keep coming in. Come on in. Come on out with me. Now, if you're comfortable with some of the basics, like taking out the trash, once you've done that a couple of times, you may want to go back out to YouTube and find some of those other videos I've talked about, like how to change the gear oil. I'm in the middle of a project right now with changing the gear oil. So come on out. Here's my man cave. I'm going to start with one of the most important things. A little country music here. Hey! That sounds like Beach Boys. Sounds like Chuck Berry. What do you know? Well, it'll have to do. Come on over here. Now, I've been out on YouTube getting a video on how to change the gear oil on my Can-Am 650. So I'm ready to dig right into that because, you know, that's the beauty of YouTube. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and sign off now. Good luck with that garbage.
Wait, Mom, what are his pajamas?
These are pajamas.
These are pajamas that he has on. Spin it, baby, spin it.
Okay, do you want help?